day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. All right. I'm not going to talk too much about silver or cryptos. Kidding. I'm actually doing two reports for the private road, one on silver, one on Theta as far as price, timing, and stuff like that. The first one will be posted today, Monday, on Theta. It is beyond the research I've been doing on Theta. It is beyond what any psychic thinks. It's beyond what my original thoughts. It's bigger than big. So, yeah, anybody who has Theta, you're going to want to load up after you hear this report. As in load up, as in sell everything else. That's not financial advice. That's just what I did. Not everything. Now, silver, I'm waiting for the boom. As soon as the boom happens, I'm going to sell some silver, about half of it, and then buy Theta with it. And Theta Fuel. And have a gigantic Guardian note. That's the plan. Silver is coming off of 150 years of price suppression. It's not going to end easily. I'll talk about that in a second. But Theta is 150 years into the future of everything. Can I say everything? Everything. If you think the internet is the future, you kind of get the idea. All right. So, silver, what are they doing? They being the people who control the mouse, Steve Mnuchin and friends. They're playing with the 50-day and 200-day moving average. As you can see, those two averages are squeezing in together, so we're going to have a moment. We're going to have a moment. When this happens, you get stuff like this. Right before it, boom, they're going to try to hit the 200-day moving average, which keeps moving up. It's a little over 250. It's 260. $20.60. That's what they're gunning for. It's a computer click away, a mouse click away. Virtu Financial most likely is the one clicking the mouse these days. They might have been doing that all along in the background, running the computer programs for guys like JP Morgan, HSBC, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, the criminal cabal that paid fines to get out of screwing people for 10 years. Gotta love the CFTC, right? Gotta love the U.S. regulators and Justice Department. Pathetic. But hey, we're still in that world. I just want to call your attention to what happened, what JP Morgan did with the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average back in March, when they slammed the price down from $18 down to $12. If you watch what they were doing, this is all about playing with this 50-day moving average. Same thing we're seeing now. Play with that 50-day moving average. What they did, as they approached the end of February, they did a little brief slam down to see what would happen. Below the 200-day moving average, and they brought it back up. This is all done with a computer click. Remember, silver, gold, cryptos, stock market, bond market, all controlled via computer programs. There are competing programs, but mainly out of the U.S. Treasury and the Exchange Stabilization Fund, which I'll get to in a second. Exchange Stabilization Fund was set up back in 1934 with the Gold Reserve Act. The job of this Exchange Stabilization Fund, which is a fund run out of the U.S. Treasury, their job is to control all prices. As in all prices. When gold was confiscated in 1934, that's how they controlled the prices. They set up this fund. It's been running ever since. When derivatives came about, they had unlimited control. And now they have unlimited control. All this silver price stuff, these are derivatives. In case you don't know what derivatives are, it's not real physical silver being traded for US dollars or yuan or anything. It's all derivatives. So, here's what happened last time. They slammed it down below the 200-day moving average briefly. They let it come up. Everybody got excited. And then they, bam, the ultra slam where they covered all their shorts down here. Do I expect to see the same thing? I kind of do, but it will be condensed into December. That's what I think is going to happen. So I think they're going to get the 200-day moving average down about in here. The 50-day, the 200-day will be crossing right up here, just like they did here. They'll slam it beforehand so that right when they cross, you're at the bottom. I mean, it's not hard to see what these idiots are doing. They're not idiots. The people on the other side of the trade are idiots. So if they slam, say, silver down to $15, that's probably where they'll shoot for. It will be brief, it will be fast, and you won't be able to buy any physical silver. We've seen it time and time again. Send this to the CFTC, they won't know what you're talking about. Oh, what are you talking about? Silver's not rigged. 3 times. 3 reports they did where they spent literally millions of dollars studying and analyzing and investigating silver manipulation. Couldn't find anything, and the DOJ comes in and finds, oh, by the way, while you were in there investigating all this, JP Morgan was rigging the silver market. HSBC was rigging the silver market. Citibank, Deutsche Bank. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But it is what it is. So do I think the same thing will happen? Yes, but on a very condensed time frame. So they are gunning for, right now, they're gunning for $20.60. Right now it's at $22. So, and the 50-day moving average, these are the things they play with. And you see what happens when it's allowed to pass by. Again, the 200-day moving average, boom, you get the moonshot. So I think this part right in here is going to happen within December if they do the same thing. And I think they will. I really do. So we could see a drop down to like $15 before silver goes moonshot over 30. And then it's game on because the next stop is $50. If it busts past $50, then it's off to the races. Can it happen in December? Absolutely. Could it happen tomorrow? Absolutely. It's a click of a mouse. It's a click of a mouse. 150 years price manipulation doesn't end easily. Would we see it on the COMEX? No, we would not. Why? Because all these shorts would be destroyed. And these are too big to fail banks. They can't have that happen, so they'll just shut down the COMEX. So keep an eye out. Get ready. 2 points in time we're looking at that I talk about on the private road section. I'll get to that for those guys if you're thinking about timing. Anyway, join the private road. Go to roadtoroad.com and hit subscribe today. And it'll teach you all kinds of things. There's over 3,000 posts on the private road about a lot about silver and cryptos. Speaking about cryptos, some are doing good, some are doing great. A lot of the crypto future depends on near term, depends on who wins the election. If Biden wins, cryptos are off to the races. Massive amounts of money will be spent on pathetic, useless means. All kinds of crime will happen behind the scenes. Cryptos love that environment. Remember, certain cryptos are controlled by the deep state and the pedo cabal. So if Trump wins, certain cryptos will just go away because their controllers will be arrested. If Biden wins, it's a free-for-all. So all you crypto lovers out there, don't root for the bad guys. Invest in the coins that you think. If Trump wins and he takes out the deep state, you could see a lot of these go away. And I'm going to talk about that for the private room members. Which ones will go away and which will stay, potentially. Yes, I do think cryptos are the future for all kinds of things. And it's not just monetary. It's not just Bitcoin. All you Bitcoin maximalists are probably the stupidest people on the planet right now. If you're still holding on to that dream has long gone. First of all, the world doesn't need a store of value. We already have gold and silver. You don't need a store of value. You need useful things, a means of exchange like Litecoin. You need, obviously, Theta for the new internet. You need some of these, but not all of them. But Bitcoin maximalists, really? Come on. It's time to grow up. All right. Let's take a look at where Bitcoin is. Everybody gets excited. Oh, I have Bitcoin. It must be the one. Don't jump in and out of cryptos because it's rigged. Mind you, it's rigged. Pick the right ones and sit there and chill out. Chillax. Let the drama happen. Yes, they can flash crash cryptos. They can flash crash Bitcoin down to 0 if they want it. So just be aware of that. And I mean, when you've been in the cryptos for so long, you're used to a 90% crash. It happens. And it's a click of a mouse away. And we've seen it many times. Will we see it again? Of course we will. Is it time for that? No. Time for that is probably Bitcoin around 100,000. So you got a 5x move coming up in Bitcoin before that happens, probably by the end of next year. And then they'll click the mouse and drive Bitcoin down to 10% of what the price is, destroy everybody's sentiment, blah, blah, blah. Now is not the time. Why not? Because guys like JP Morgan are saying, oh, there's going to be some more weakness. You want to trade cryptos? Do the opposite of what JP Morgan says. It's from Zero Hedge. Bitcoin tops 19,000, bounces back from Friday's FUD fall. Bitcoin's recent tumble cleared some speculative froth, but further declines remain possible, according to JP Morgan. There you go. If JP Morgan says one thing, do the opposite. And it appears to have been confirmed as Bitcoin roars back to 19,000 this morning. And Ethereum is pushing back towards 600. Both of them will survive a Trump takedown of the bad guys. Although a lot of their Bitcoin and Ethereum will be confiscated, the bad guys' Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion. Momentum traders such as commodity trading advisors. Oh my God. Unless they know who's going to click the mouse next and where they're going to click it to, a trading advisor is useless. And other quantitative funds likely played a big role in the slide by unwinding long Bitcoin futures positions. Strategist led by Nicholas, I can't even say his last name, wrote on November 27th. The previous froth in momentum traders' position has cleared to a large extent, they wrote. In last week's Black Friday special slump in Bitcoin prices, cryptocurrency traders seemed beset on all sides by fear and uncertainty and doubt. FUD. However, Cointelegraph's Andrew Thurman reports Dermot McGrath, head of research at blockchain investment firm Sino Global Capital, said the firm prefers taking a long view. Shortly after Thanksgiving, Bitcoin dipped to 1620. News broke that the Chinese government had seized $4.2 billion in cryptocurrencies as part of the PlusToken Ponzi scheme court proceedings. Rumors swirled that these tokens were being poised to be dumped on the market, crash prices further. However, Sino Global Market Matthew Graham wrote on Twitter that he believed the majority of the PlusToken Bitcoin had been sold. The reality is none of this matters. You don't need tokens to crash the price. It's all derivative trades. Look at the volumes, my friends. Look at Ethereum's volume. 15 billion. That's one out of every, what is that? That's not a good one. Let's go Litecoin. 3 billion. You see, all the volumes have changed now. It used to be 100 or 10x, 10 times the amount would trade in one day. Like Tether's still up there. Of Tether, total market cap of Tether is 19 billion, and the volume is 43 billion. I mean, it's all stupid. These are all derivative trades. Now, these, who knows what's going on? Did they clean up their act? Yeah, nobody knows. It's all fake anyway. These exchanges don't have the coins they say they have. Got it? These exchanges don't have the coins they say they have. Get it off the exchange as fast as you can. Anyway, yeah, a lot of FUD. It's easy to crash the price of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, all you XRP lovers. No, I don't think XRP will survive a Trump presidency. Why? Because they're a fraud. They're a fraud. The ICO was one of the worst, right up there with the Block 1 ICO. Of course it was a security. Of course the deep state and the SEC helped them out. Yeah, that's remained to be seen. And of course, if the banks go down, XRP's gone. It's not the banker coin because most bankers don't want it. The IMF doesn't want it. The World Bank doesn't want it. The Federal Reserve doesn't want it. The BIS doesn't want it. So it's got no hope. It's a banker coin. It was built by bankers for deep state bankers, basically, in my opinion. But you guys, I think it'll go up. But is that really where you want to put your money? Where you can't sleep at night because it might go to zero the next morning? Not me. All right. Great stuff from Wall Street on Parade. I'm interested in this stuff where they find money coming out of thin air. Well, who's using all this money to rig the markets? It doesn't take money to rig markets anymore. It takes derivatives to rig markets. But these guys did a good job finding that Steve Mnuchin was hiding a substantial amount of money, $340 billion, that was given to the Exchange Stabilization Fund. That's the entity that rigs the gold and silver markets, along with other markets. But yeah, if you want to know why silver didn't go up, there you go. $350 billion of market rigging money was given to the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Where do they give it? They give it to their traders such as Virtu Financial, who runs the computer rigging markets. It's all a corrupt criminal game. Steve Mnuchin's knee-deep in it. Steve Mnuchin, yes, the ex-Hollywood producer, ex-Goldman Sachs computer rigger. Steve Mnuchin is not a good guy, my friends. Mr. Trump, I know he knows. He must know that Mnuchin's knee-deep in the bad stuff. I guess he had to hire him to keep the system afloat. Who do you hire to run a criminal system? A criminal. So, but these guys did a great job. Pam Martins and Russ Martins. The CARES Act was enacted into law March 27th. Congress earmarked $450 billion of that stimulus to be distributed by the Treasury to be used for emergency lending programs to save businesses and jobs during the pandemic and keep credit flowing in the U.S. economy. Catch was that Steve Mnuchin would have to give his approval for each program. Since June, Wall Street on Parade has been reporting that $340 billion of the $454 billion that Mnuchin was instructed to turn over the Fed was unaccounted for. We noted that 98,000 businesses had permanently closed. That is the reason for the coronavirus. Destroy the middle class of America, turn America into a socialist country. If you don't understand that by now, you need to get your head straight. It was created in a biolab in China and released for the sole purpose of destroying the system, destroying what Trump was trying to build, destroying Trump, destroying the middle class, destroying your business, your family's businesses, and your friends' businesses. This is horrific what they have done and continue to do. Anybody on the left who says, oh my God, COVID, you got to shut down everything. They are trying to destroy your life as well. And it is working. But a lot of people are starting to fight back, and I hope, and I think people will really start to fight back when this whole election debacle works out. One way or the other. I don't see any smooth transition, by the way. And if you follow the road Ruta, you know what my thoughts are. I want Trump to win, but if Trump wins, we have a substantial amount of the country who's not going to believe it, no matter what proof is put in front of them. Over Thanksgiving, I was with some of my liberal family and friends. They're complete denial. You know what they'll say if Trump, if the Supreme Court rules that Trump won because the election was rigged? They're going to say, no, Trump rigged the election just as much. They will done. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of smoking gun you have. It does not matter. And what does that mean? You got half the population, or well, maybe 40 million people who voted for Trump, or who voted for Biden. 40 million people will stop paying taxes. We'll stop participating. We'll start rioting. That's where we are. It sucks, but that's the world we live in. And then they all went on to, Wall Street on Parade went on to say another article. Both Citigroup and JP Morgan have received huge fines for crimes that regulators won't reveal. We know this. But it's nice to see the actual documentation of where they get fined. They commit murder on the silver market and they get fined. And JP Morgan, I think, is up to $45 billion. I'll have to check that out. $45 billion in fines they've paid to stay out of jail. Nobody's gone to jail. They were the only banker for Bernie Madoff and didn't go to jail. The system we live in, hey, you get the system you accept. So if you accept the system, if you're like, oh, yeah, thank God that JP Morgan got fined. If you're not screaming and yelling at the COMEX, sending them letters, screaming and yelling to everybody, everywhere. I've been doing it for 20 years. And some people say, Bix, it's gotten you nothing. I say, bullshit. How many other people are screaming and yelling now? Everybody knows. Even the United States enemies knows they rigged the market. We are near the end game. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we are near it. This is the first time in history that the silver shorts have lost money, and they've lost billions this year. The first time in history over 500 million ounces were delivered into the ETFs and on the COMEX. That's huge. So no, absolutely it was worth it screaming for all those years. This is the fruit of that labor. And it hasn't stopped. It will continue. Keep an eye. I'm going to talk about this in the private road for silver lovers. Keep an eye on December. December deliveries. All right, and on a good note, oh, look at this. Joe Biden is now wearing a boot. We all know about the boots, the tracking anklet that they put on the criminals. Clinton had one. Everybody's had a boot, all these criminals. What does it mean? I have my theory. Has Joe Biden been taken down? Is he just a figurehead now walking around with a little tracking anklet on? Most likely. What does that mean for the election? Pretty good for Trump. We will see. We will see. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Later today, I am going to post my analysis of why Theta will be the number one crypto by far. Yes, bigger than Bitcoin, bigger than Litecoin, bigger than XRP, bigger than everything. And when you think about it, you'll come to the same conclusion, and then you'll be screaming to get Theta. Theta will go unobtainable in a little bit here between when Coinbase finally announces and takes on Theta and the end of the Binance for US people. What's Coinbase going to do? What's Coinbase going to do? I think they have around 10 million Theta in their coffers, maybe more, maybe 20. Let's just say they have 20 million. That's less than $20 million. That's like $15 million. Anybody can buy that in the blink of an eye. The price has to go. Well, I'm going to save this stuff, and there's more. For the private road, you want to join the private road, go to roadtoruler.com, hit subscribe today. Free public road on the left, you get email updates. And if I get kicked off of YouTube soon, which is likely, make sure you're on the public road. But hit subscribe today, join the private road. I will send you 25 Theta and 25 Theta fuel loaded on a paper wallet and sent to your front door. You don't even have to know about cryptos. Just stick it away with your silver and you're good to go. That's all I got for you. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruler.com.